Hello everybody, can you guys hear me? I think you can. We are live. Welcome. My name is Race with Dries, and tonight we are doing the commentary for the weekly Tuesday race for Race Club UK. This is now season 14 from this Racing Buddies group. Started off as Racing Buddies and then started a club, and it grew and it grew. Bunch of fanatics all together, just enjoying racing, sharing a hobby. And tonight we are at Silverstone. We have 90 minutes at Silverstone tonight. And yet again, like usual, we have three divisions. We have the Pro division with the white numbers. Then we have the Pro-Am division with the gray numbers. And then the Am are with the red numbers. So as you can see tonight, we are 34 contenders today. Very nice show up. The positive of this is that you can always compete with somebody. When you drive 32nd, 31st, or 26th, for example, you are still fighting for high positions in your division, and you don't need to be discouraged when you need to be driving with these faster cars. And it's learning from everything, learning from the better drivers. That's the way how to do it. Good evening, everybody. Welcome again. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Let me know who is here. You, George. Hello, my friend. Are you driving with us today, George?
Cheers, buddy.
I do not see your name in the list. Ah, yes, we are. Let's follow George, guys. Here we are.
Yeah.
George Margitis from the Dutch Hellenic Raging Racing Team. Let's look at the times from George. For the moment, in the practice session, George is 21st and 21 number, and he is third in the Pro-Am category. Only 1/10 away from P1 in his division. So that's a nice achievement there. George, you're doing good. P3 in Pro-Am. Let's go over the grid, shall we? We have 8 minutes left. We're gonna see who we have on track here. Starting with the fastest driver on track for the moment. Dan Clegg with the number 1 Ferrari. Amazing Red Bull livery he has here. I actually wondered myself if this livery was custom made and that they coded in or something, because I did not know this livery was available even for the Ferrari. But Dan is doing 157.885 for the moment. He is followed up by my former teammate Pedro Barros. Amazing time there, Pedro. You're the only one who is within a second from Dan. So how does that feel like? But you're in the pits now. Let's get back to you with the typical pink livery again. Very nice, because of course going against solo, since I have to drop out as a teammate. Hey, I should have went Fanatec, Pedro. And then we have Tom Hacker in the 101 Mustang, the red and white livery here. Tom is just over a second off the pace. He has amazing pace this season, Tom. For the amount of practice that he does with this car or for his Tuesday evening race, he is on point. I think this is his second season now with the Mustang, and he's really taking advantage of knowing the car and already having a full season driving experience with it. So yeah, next in line. Oh, we see Arul just overtook Pedro in the timetable. Arul is now 0.5 seconds from Dan. In the Lexus, very fast in the Lexus. Ooh, pushing a little bit too far there, trying to get a quali lap in. Who we have next? T. Sithole, ladies and gentlemen. T. Sithole is a new driver amongst us. Chose the BMW as a first car to drive tonight with us. I think it is its first time driving GT3 cars as well. So give it up for Mr. Sithole, ladies and gentlemen. He is 1.2 seconds of the pace and 7th in the total ranking. If it's going to be close. If you look at the times from P3 to P16, it is within a second. So it's all close racing. We have Mr. Burns. I think the only one driving the Mercedes this season. Shows that he has good pace with the car. Flashy green livery. He is now 1.5 seconds of the pace. Another regular here with us, Mr. Leich. Also not his first season driving with us. Also in the powerful Mustang. 10th on the grid now for Mr. Leich. The pace is high with the Pro category. Pro category, everything is within half a second. We only have Ferré here, who seems to be struggling with his BMW. The number 184. Going to the fast right. To the hard braking zone, hitting the curb, losing control of the car. Will he save it? On the brakes, Mr. On the brakes. And he warps back to the pits. We also have Richard Hall. That's the only sole Honda also on track now. Fucking Richard Hall. Stealing all the thunder from the Honda. Has amazing pace with this car this season. I think, just as me, also he finds it really fun and twitchy to drive the Honda. Specializing myself in driving myself this season. And this car is very good in low torque. But you need to be on it. If you are not on it, then you will lose the rear. So, it's Richard going to the S's. Ooh, and he has Dan on his tail there. Dan is coming. Taking advantage of the slipstream. Dan is maybe... Or no, that's not Dan. Oh wait, that's not Dan, that's Ben, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Godden on the heels of Richard. 8th place for Ben with a good lap time. Let's see. Ben Godden with a 1:59.3, all under the 2 minutes. Until P16, everything is under 2 minutes. So great pace here. Only Dan dips it into the 57th, and the top 5 are able to do 1:58s. Ben going off into the wall there. Tired of driving behind fucking Richard Hall, I guess. Okay. Who do we have here? We have also Mr. Hampson. Nick just coming out of the pits here. Perfect timing. Let's drive along with Nick. Oh, we need to drive along. Nick. Is it Nick? And Mr. Hampson. Yo, Freaky Past, welcome to Race Club UK Tuesdays, my friend. I am broadcaster for tonight. Let's see how a lap. How a lap in a Ford Mustang looks like. No pressure, Mr. Hampson. And there he goes. Let's find somebody else to follow along.
Tell me something good for me in the race. Face with tears of joy. Face with tears.
Tell you something good for in the race? What do you need for in the race, my friend? Where are you? Where are you? Are you driving amongst us, my friend? Yo, hello, Frodo. Hello, Race Club UK. Ah, Cheetos. Let's see, Cheetos. How are you doing, dude?
I'm in the pits.
Okay, you're in the pits. Okay. How is your time? 3 seconds off the pace, I see. Cheetos. Okay, yeah, man. It's good. It's just half a second, and then you got P1 in your division. Hello, Ben. Welcome to the stream, Ben. I wish you a good race. I was following you a while ago. You were putting pressure on Richard there, dude. That was good. That was good.
I had to spend ages sorting my own YouTube again.
Yeah, but if I didn't have the... yeah, it's no problem. It's with pleasure, guys. It's with pleasure. Like I said, it's a shame I cannot drive with you anymore on Tuesdays, that I choose not to drive amongst you anymore on Tuesdays, but I'm still happy to be here in commentary.
Asterisking Richard Hall came out the pits in front of me.
Yes, I saw that. Fucking Richard Hall. I know. That's what I said too. Mr. Sid Hall here, just waiting for him to finish his lap.
You will always be driving out hearts.
Aw, thank you, Benny Bear. Thank you, Benny Bear. I wish you a good race, safe race. Keep it whole. We want to see impeccable driving here tonight, guys.
Green light, give it all you can.
So there we go. We have qualifying
time by
crew 15-minute qualifying time. Good luck, Ben. Good luck. Moving out of the pits here, everybody. Everybody is taking their time. It's gonna be a busy track, I think. 35 people. So everybody, let's see. Number 88, Arul. He's gonna set the first time. Then we have Dan right behind him, putting immediate pressure on Rule. These two, there's a big possibility that these two will fight it out the whole race. Then we have the number 2 car, Burns, also fast in front, ready to start the qualifying. Then I have the 292 car, Mr. McCabe. Richard Hall in the Honda. Chris Lai. Pedro Barros. And they have begun, guys. They have begun. We have Rule pushing on. Has a safe distance from Dan. Oh, he's pushing behind him. The long straight. Is this not Norris? His stand here now, this corner? I think so. The Norris stand. Heading into this chicane. Okay, moving into Brooklands now. Rule. I think those are the right names of the corners. Woodcut. And then on to the finish line. Cutting as much as he can, setting a first time 158.6 and immediately broken by Dan 158.4. Times are starting to drop in. We have Pedro Barros here coming over the line, setting 1.2 seconds off the pace. $59.7. What do we have also? We have some pros setting times. Hampson, for the moment, first in the Pro-Am division. And Demi with a good time as well in for the Am division. All heading onto the long straight now. Who did not set any time yet? Tom Hacker. Let's see. He's gonna go over the line. Where is he gonna end up? Second place, 0.19 seconds. George from a while ago Going into the last corner, Littlefield onto the finish line. And George is ending up with not a valid lap, so that means he validated it somewhere. Let's follow Ferry here, also going into the last corner. Oh, having a little bit oversteer on the corner exit there. Going over the finish line and places himself P17 for the moment. A lot of people did not have any valid laps yet here. Only 22 people with a valid lap, so a lot of people taking those curbs and invalidating. Let's go to Nick Lemming with McLaren. Nick also a steady member with us here now. Joined recently, I think. But very eager to learn and to be faster. So let's follow with him now. See if he can set a valid lap. Taking the last corner, left field. Flat out to Woodcut and over the finish. What is he gonna do? Come on, Nick. And Nick sets a P3 in the AM class. He's 2.7 seconds. He's 1 second behind Foster, who is clearly fast. And then Griffin follows at 4/10, and then Nick that we just saw, you have 6/10 further, so 1 second. So starting to get everybody here to have a time. We have several still. Mr. Unsworth here, going over the line. P22 takes third position in the AM division. He will be happy with that result and with that lap. Let's follow Sid Hall again, still as the only pro driver not having a valid lap. Taking the arena. He's almost there. 4 more corners. He is unfortunately stuck in behind the number 9, I think, Mr. Lofstrom from the Pro-Ams. Will this hinder Sid Hall? Must have affected him a little bit, but Sid Hall bumps up. Let's see, to P8, back with the pros. I think he will be very happy with still 5 minutes remaining here in quali. And in front we have Rule and Dan, who are really close, guys. 8 thousandths of a second divides these two from pole position. Then we have Tom Hacker with 6 hundredths of a second. And Richard Hall on 0.2. Pedro Barros almost half a second. It's very close back, 8 tenths between all pro drivers. And in the Pro-Ams it have Di Tosto, who is P1 in the Pro-Am division, followed by Mr. Hampson in the Ford. I'm gonna start calling Mr. everybody again. 5 minutes more qualifying, guys. P3 is McKay in the Aston Martin 292, second of the leader space, but good for third in the Pro-Am division. Mr. Gallagher in the Ford P16, 15 for the moment. Like everything is quite close. 0.9 to 0.9 to 23. All the Pro-Ams are also within a second from each other, so that's really a nice thing that you can see here. Rule setting the pace with the Lexus. We have 1 second almost until all the Pro drivers, and then another second for all the Pro-Am drivers. We have several here. Mr. Foster, B. Foster on Highland Racing in the Ferrari, also driving well good here amongst the Pro-Ams. I think first time that Foster is driving with us. And D. Griffin, Scuderia Shopping Trolleys, taking P2 in the AM division. D. Ayres. Oh, we do have another Mercedes, so Burns is not the only one in the Mercedes. We have also Lars in the Mercedes, so let me correct myself there. We have 3 people in the Mercedes. So there we go, 3 minutes into qualifying, guys. Let's follow in with a lap with Dan. He went wide there, invalidated it. Dan has 1 more lap to go, taking shortcuts here. Who do we have also? Richard in the pits. Burns, can he improve? P7 for the moment. Very wide there, but can still keep it nice and tight to head to the finish. Inbounds. Let's see where Burns ends up. It's 0.6. Does he improve? He does not improve. It's still 0.635 for Burns. Lofstrand, Jürgen, will he improve? 1.9 seconds. Does not improve. Mark Sedgwick, does he improve? Also stays on that 2-second mark. Let's head back to Dan. This is his lap. And maybe Tom. Okay, this is also Tom's last chance to improve. He is on his final lap. Jürgen also on his final lap. Ayres all final lap. Gallagher final lap. Will they make it still in time? They have still 35 seconds to get to the finish line, but I doubt it's going to be that way. Number 66 is maybe. Let's see if he will get over the line in time to set another lap. He has still 15 seconds remaining. Did he time this well? You can see that Hampson is pushing. 8, 7. This is going to be his final lap. Will he improve? Hampson goes P14 over to the number 9. Jürgen also heading towards the end. 22nd for Jürgen. Going over the line. Goes to 19th. Well done. And Cedric, 25th. Does he improve? He does not improve. 101. Tom. He improves his time to 0.04, but does not take the lead. McGowan. We can still see Roel is still driving, but he has P1. Dan is already in the pits. 64. McGowan over the line. Does improve, but does not get Richard. He has 0.044 hundredths. Let's see what Ben will do. Also on his final lap. His 9 positions. 7.5 stays 0.75 for Ben, 9th place. Still have 2 people on track, all going into the pits. And the 77 Pritchard goes from 18th and stays 18th. So there we go. The race for tonight has been decided. We have Roel Hermsen on 158.352, followed by Dan, second place, 158.38, and Tom in third position, 0.0063. Very close. They're all within 1/10 of a second. Then we have Richard Hall, P4, with a 1.017 from the pace, a 58.5. I think also a good achievement from Richard. McGowan with a 58.565, very close to Richard. And my former teammate Pedro Barros, P6, 158.772. It's very close between everybody. Chris Leich, P7 with a 158.995. Then you have Burns with 159.007. Ben Gollan, teammate from Dan Clegg, handles a 159.105. And finishing off the top 10, Sithole in the BMW with 159.135. So 0.8 seconds amongst the first 10 runners. Then we go to McKay with a 159.230. Lars 159.257. Very close also here. McKay taking the lead for the Pro-Am division, by the way. Then we have Di Tosto, second place. Di Tosto, second place. I need to do qualifying. Di Tosto, second place. And Ferrari. Hampson takes P14. Watson 15. Gray 16. Gallagher P17. Pritchard also with a 159.6. P18. Jürgen that we were following qualified P19. We saw that he improved from 22nd position to 19th. Then we have Foster P20, the first in the AM class, just not dipping under the 2 minutes, 2 minutes 00.120, followed by the Ferry, the last in the pro category. Was not able to go under those 2 minutes. Then we have George managed 22nd place. Griffin 23rd place, second in the AM division. Gregory takes 24th place, and Mark does not round the Pro-Am off, is 25th with also almost a 2 minutes, under the 2 minutes, 2:004. A lot of people here in the 2 minutes, just not able to dip underneath it. Nick Lamming, 26, is the top 3 for the AM division. Unsworth, 27th, P4 in the AM division. Iris, P5. And then we have Old Sim, overall 29th position with a 2:01.2. Demi Bellamancia, P31. Cheetos, ladies and gentlemen, the Porsche, very rare car used also because it's a hard car to drive, but it is a very nice car. So Cheetos takes that challenge and manages 2:01.9. Was able to get underneath the 2:02 there. Spike we have here also 2:02.1, P33. Felix 34, and Blade
20
we
seconds.
are rounding off 35 drivers, all fighting for position. So we
10
have the front runners. And they're off. Let the Silverstone 90 begin, everybody. So like I said, Silverstone 90. Are we ready? Will Rule be able to keep Dan at bay, everybody? Then we have McKay. Will McKay be able to keep up with the pros? Make use of the pace that they have to keep that #1 position in the Pro-Am division? Foster amongst the Pro-Ams. Maybe the same strategy. What will the strategy be? 1 hour 30 minutes. It's going to be... It's definitely a pit stop. But when will you do it? Will you do it early? Will you do it late? Temperature is now 24 degrees. Track temperature 31, but the track is optimum, and in the forecast we do not see any rain predicted. So it's a sunny day, good day for racing. I think everybody is very keen to get this race going. Let's hope, just like everybody, that we're gonna have a clean start and we can have that nice snake going through the track that everybody can follow. So let's hope everybody brought the best racecraft. Look at that, what a sight, guys. 35 cars ready to attack, to defend. We have 2 people starting from the pit lane. Pedro, why are you starting from the pit lane? I think he was too late to press the button, and also Griffin, too late to press drive. Starting from the pits. Maybe a strategy so that they will not become in any incidents wanting to finish the race. Was a serious problem for Pedro already in the last couple of races, always involved in incidents. Here we go, Cheetos. P30 for Cheetos. The race is almost going to get started. Everybody lining up, 2 rows, heading towards the start. Rule setting the pace. Will he be able to hold Dan off? And we'll wait for the green flag.
Green light, give it
And
okay.
we're green, green, green. Dan has a good start, tries to cut, but Rule is also fast out that first corner. Everybody taking it safe. We have everybody still on track. Nice, everybody very nice and fair. Oh, we have one going off the track there. Felix off the track. Involved in a little incident. Little further up also. Felix out, everybody bumping each other here. Okay, back to the front runners. Dan still behind Rule, firmly on the lead still, but Dan in the ass of Rule. 0.156. Richard took some positions, I think. No, Richard's still the same position. P4. Oh. P3 because Felix is warped into the pits. So we have P1, the Rule, P2, Dan. Then we have Richard, James, P5, and Tom, P6. McGowan, P6. Chris Like, P7. Ben, 8, and behind him, Sithole, all diving on the inside. Ben had to go firmly on the brakes, but it's not over yet. Side by side through the final corner. Will they give each other room? The BMW has the traction. Ben loses position, and he has Sithole behind him as well, going on the inside onto turn 1. Stabilizes. Ben kept the speed, but lost the position there to Sithole. Very close racing, looking on the inside, trying to set off Sithole. Great battle here at the moment. Ben is definitely putting pressure. He wants that position back. Everybody's nice in the slipstream. Have everybody cruising by. All close racing here. Avlovstrand trying to make his way back. Got involved in an incident apparently. You see this damage in front of him. Oh! Blade moving under braking there from Blade. Blade needed to keep that inside line there. Okay. Close racing everywhere, but at front still have Rule. Dan on the hunt. Taking a little distance here from Richard Hall now. As you can see. Race is stabilizing. Everybody, it's a very good race start. Very well done from everybody. Richard fighting here, making a move on Di Tosto. Will he keep the inside? Well done from Di Tosto. Nice defending. Nice defense. It's not always easy attacking because you can all easily overshoot your corner. You don't see a lot, visibility is down. Richard putting pressure there on the Tosto. Up front we have McKay and as the leading Pro-Am driver, making use of the train here, trying to keep up with Ben. Like I told you before the start, that should be his goal. Try and keep up with the pro drivers and that way stay ahead in the Pro-Ams. But at the moment doing a good job. 0.5 behind Ben. Heading into the fast right-hander here. See. Clean racing from everybody. Okay, still aching closer. Behind him, Watson is not far. Okay, tried to show a little body there in the mirrors of Ben. Close racing. And there's one person, Hampson here, wanting to optimize every mishap, every minor situation that McKay will take. So if McKay is a little bit smart, he will not fight Ben too much and just try and tag along. That will make it hard. Yo, Mick. Good evening, man. How you doing? Gotta get very close here, T1. Going what? He has the overspeed in the Mustang. He makes the overtake on Watson. Can he keep it? Watson, there's something wrong with Watson. Losing speed. He didn't have the optimal line there. And not only Gray.
In Milan, Lowell.
Not only Gray, but Ferry. Ah, in Milan. Oh, viewers from Milan.
How's Pedro doing?
Pedro is doing fine, I think. Where is he? Pedro now P32, driving his race. But yeah, there were not a lot of incidents, so the train could keep on going, and starting from the pits was then way more difficult.
Did he have incident?
I think he pressed drive too late. I think he was too late because he started from the pits. So yeah, he has a long way to go, Pedro.
I got you.
See at front here, Rule still ahead, with Dan breathing down his neck. Richard within a second, gained again a little bit there.
Oh, roll in lead.
And May, yeah, Rule in the lead, man. Rule in the lead, doing very good, defending from Dan. But Richard, amazing job from Richard. Times that Richard is doing now, let's see the times that they're doing. Dan has the fastest lap for now.
Top 3 are close.
Yep, 159.4 for Dan. 159.492. Oh, so close. And then Richard is now 1.1 seconds. Quite close. Here we have also Lai hunting for P6. Lars hunting for P11. Let's get back. Come on, let's see. Chris fighting McGowan for P6. Let's see what he can do with this Mustang. You need to gain advantage fast because tire wear on this one is a bitch sometimes. Really get a good exit. Sticking close, still sticking close. Hampson here. Hampson with a good run on Lars. Will he fight one from the pro? Hampson flashing his lights to Lars saying, please let me by. I am faster than you. Lars has that think now to himself. Is he faster? Does he have better pace? Because if he does, he should play it safe and let him go so that you can keep up with the top 10. Just like McKay is doing here. Perfect strategy from McKay. Keeping track of the pros and you win the pro-ams here. So let's hope he can keep it consistent. He's very close to Ben, but doesn't seem like he's making any moves. Oh, and in front we have a gap. The gap is a little bit more, but I don't think Dan will leave it this way. Dan is saving his tires. He's just following. They have good pace.
He has really improved Lot's last few races.
Yeah, McKay really improved. What do you think, guys? I think Dan is saving his tires. He's just following Rule. He's not using too much. He's just cruising and waiting for Rule to make mistakes. That's what he's doing. So Rule, beware, my friend. Beware. Doing good, but don't use...
He's just following for now.
Yeah, he's just following.
But Lexus has pace.
The Lexus is an OP car, man, in this update. Richard is leaving a little bit of space now. 1.7 seconds to Dan. Burns also let a little bit of room. The pace in front is a little bit too fast for James, but still 3 seconds. Fourth place. Has pressure from Tom here in the Mustang.
Top 3 pulling away from rest.
Yeah, top 3 pulling away from the rest. 3 seconds here pulling away from Burns. So we have separate battles. We have a battle here for 5th, 6th position. McGowan, who very closely followed here. Like wants it. He needs to stay close. Will he have a good exit? Go to Spike. Spike is P34. He is 8 seconds from Cheetos. I think struggling to find a little pace, but maybe got involved in a little incident. Probably. He's being followed by Griffin. So Spike will be able to show how he can defend. That will be an interesting one to follow as well. We have Pedro trying to move up, but of course being hindered by some pro-am drivers. Making a move now on Gregory. Keeping the inside, but Gregory was late on the brakes. Will they give each other room? Yes, they did. Still very close. Pedro made the move stick and is now off to get Bellamancia. But wait, is Gregory going to leave it like that? Yeah, it's a good move. Very good move. I was just hoping that he wouldn't be taken out again or something, you know. That's Pedro's curse. So then we have Lofstrand, Demi,
Yes, huh?
Foster, Proston, and Foster. These guys are all within a second from each other here, fighting for positions, every single one of them, trying to keep up with the one in front. Hamson's close by,
Where
in the
is Ben?
slipstream. Ben here. Ben is P10. Also fighting within half a second from McKay. He has Lars breathing down his neck. And Gallagher. And Lars, it's Lars, also keeps on going. Do we have somebody in between? There is somebody in between them. Who is that one? Is the number? I cannot see it on the minimap. They have another driver in between. The 292. It's McKay. McKay is in between Ben and Lars. Yeah, of course. And Ben fighting to get sit hole. Fighting for P8, Ben. Good. Think he's having a good time. Sithole's driving away now a little bit. Ben has to be careful for McKay.
What about my teammate Mark?
Mark, steady in P20. He's fighting with George. They're second apart, so that's nice. Like I said, everybody is like amazing. Look, close by still, a few strays, but
Oof, that could be good.
yeah, everything here in mid-pack, everything. Going from here, going from Sithole all the way down to Lofstrand. Everything is close by. Battles here, Sithole. Ben, what is he gonna do? The power of the Ferrari here, low speed. Look at that Aston Martin. So close, these guys. 9, 10, all for P9, for P8. 4 cars in the run for P8. And here we have Hampson, Gallagher, and Gray fighting for P12. They are being chased by Ferry and by Pritchard. And then we have a whole pack with Watson, Di Tosto, George, Mark, Nick, Iris, Unsworth, all together P23. And then we have Old Sim, Sproston, Foster, Lofstrand, and Demi also fighting together. Nice cluster here as well. If you look at the map, look at how nice the clusters are together. Look at it. First 3, and then 4 more, and then another 4 battling, and then 3 battling. So everybody's having a good race. The most of you guys. You have several here at the rear, unfortunately. Spike on for a lonely 90 minutes, struggling with that McLaren. Oh, he is really... He's driving mad. Of course, it's not nice. 90 minutes ahead, driving alone. But well, it's well done for you, Spike, for keep on going. The mentality that you have, dude, is just amazing. Your curve that you want to learn. If you ever need some help, you know, you can always let me
I've
know.
been on that position myself many times.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him. He's now definitely into himself. He's thinking, oh, goddamn. I can see it already on his live feed how he will react. He will be calm, but he will be still so bummed out.
I'll go give him some support quick.
That's a good idea, man. That's a good idea. Go tell him that we're watching him on the live feed. Show some support for Spike. Guys, give some thumbs up for Spike, some yells in the chat. Go Spike. Okay, let's go back and see how it's going. I have Dan battling here just in time. The battle for the lead. Will Rule keep the inside? They bump. This is hard racing. Dan flashing his lights. They left each other room, but it is hard on hard here. That was one for the lead. Still not done. Dan is gonna push through. Might try it again. It's very close. He has a very good exit. Very close now. He will make a move after this long straight. Is the Ferrari fast enough? The Lexus is just pulling away. Nothing that Dan can do. So powerful, the Lexus. Very well done the exit from Rule there. What these guys are doing is amazing. Great racecraft from both of them. Dan a little bit oversteered there. Lost maybe a tenth. The rear is a little bit twitchy. And the one smiling is Richard behind. He's saying, let him fight. I'm gonna come closer again. So Richard, keep the pace. Yet again an amazing exit from Rule. That Lexus is so powerful. Top speed and acceleration. Look at that. Of course, Dan used a little bit of his tires there, pushing. Oh, again an oversteer snap there from Dan. He kept it. But there's one that's going to be very happy about that. Dan lost a half a second there to Rule. Will this give Rule the opportunity to sneak away? He needs a good lap here. Let's see how this evolves. At the next time check, let's see. It was a second. It is now under a second again. Dan stepping up, driving away from Richard. And here, Tom and James. James defending the inside, side by side. James found good traction there, leaving enough room. McGowan trying to capitalize. Everybody keeping it nice and safe. Like also finishing off this train here. Very close by everybody. Wow. This is amazing. Look at this. Extremely close racing here. They have the same pace. McGowan going for the inside. Tom having to defend, losing a little bit time to Burns. Still being pushed by McGowan. Was a little bit shook there, I think. Lost a bit time to Burns. But McGowan still putting pressure. Showing himself on the inside. Will he go for it? No. But be careful for Chris. Chris is like, okay, we're going. You go for it. I'm gonna sit and watch, and when you do something wrong, you're mine. That's what he's thinking. Very nice close racing from these guys. A little bit further. And Sid Hall also very close. Followed by Lars. Lars going on the outside, making it the inside. Will he keep it? Will they give each other room? Very good racecraft. Oh, he had to go off there, Sid Hall. Spinning, come on. Stabilize. Lost some positions there. But they are coming, so be careful. Gallagher and Hampson behind. Hampson very close. I think Hampson just lost the position to No, Hampson is the black one. Another great battle here between Hampson, Gallagher, and Gray. Gallagher, or Gallagher, I think it's like that. Gallagher. This is for second place in the Pro-Am division, so every mistake is gonna get punished. Just like the one Hampson just did, went a little bit wide there. Gallagher immediately on the rear of Hampson. And Gray tagging along. Wants a podium spot. So just looming in the background. This duo here also following each other for a while. George. But we see Mark dropped down a little bit. But everybody here is still very close. Starting from George. Unsworth, Lemming, all the way here. They're all so close. Until P27. Spike is in the pits. I think he said, I'm done. Ben, what's happened with Ben? Why is he P34 now? What happened with Ben? And he's 3 laps down, so did he get a disconnect maybe? Maybe possible. Why should Ben be in P34? He was with the top runners a while ago. He was fighting for P8. I didn't see any incidents or didn't see any indicators of a yellow flag, so it's weird that he's P34. We'll have to see what's that about after the race. The battle for the mid-pack here. Battle for P20. Answer looking on the inside there. Yeah. Everything is shook here. You have Watson, yes, Di Tosto fell off there, made a little mistake. Somebody off, number 9, Lofstrand, he's off. Warped back to the pits. Flaming going wide there. Still very close racing. We're now half an hour into the race. Side-by-side battle. Old Sim and Di Tosto. Di Tosto taking the inside. Still going side-by-side into T1. But Di Tosto with the better line. Makes the overtake. And now he needs to defend through Maggots and Beckett's. But if you're in a good flow here, it's difficult to overtake. Oh! Who is slow there? Is that Demi? That's the Porsche. It's Proston with a stop and go from 30 seconds. Driving blue flags here for Proston. Difficult racing conditions with blue flags in between. I think he's one lap behind Gregory in the pits. Gonna leave some room. Let one pass. Good. Proston. Sproston, and the second one. Well done, my friend. Well done. Di Tosto hunting for Lamming. Very close. And in front. Still have a rule. And then driving away from Richard. Richard starting to lose a little bit time. Burns almost within a second from Richard. And Richard brings a party. Tom, McGowan and Leich. Richard will not be happy. This is a fight for third place. 4 cars. Richard, Burns, Tom, McGowan and Leich. 5 cars in battle for P3, guys. Little mistake there from Chris. Come on, man. Keep up, keep up. Little gap because of that little mistake. Here also fight for P10. These guys are on it. 3 Mustangs, all the same class. Who has the best setup? And the drag. Richard still trying and keeping that little lead he still has. Here, Thomas, play the game and don't fight. Just go get Richard Halls. A little bit of dust up, kicking up there. But Chris left a little gap here, 1.3 seconds. It doesn't take a lot to lose a lot. Side by side, Tom trying to gain on Burns. Very close, little keep room, very nice, 1 car length. And McGowan. They all remain still on the same position. I didn't know what to look at and what to say there because McGowan was trying and go on the inside of Hacker there. Chris, like, very happy. He's like, thank you very much, I'm back in line now. But they did lose a little time towards Richard. Like I said, they should better work together and get Richard instead of fighting each other. The race is still long. We have still 54 minutes into the race. That's my opinion. I think Tom should play the long game here and stop attacking Burns, but Burns needs to step up the pace. Of course, Burns will not give up his position just because Tom is faster. Up front, it's still stable. That's why we're keeping up with these guys here. McGowan very close, but the power of the Mustang is clear. Like will maybe have an opportunity showing himself there in the mirrors. Outbreaking himself a little bit. Very close racing here. These guys still in the hunt. Now 3 seconds to Richard. Let's follow Dan. Within half a second. Will he try and make another move on the rule? Or is the Lexus just so overpowered and so fast? Starting to see some wear on the cars. Dan is very close going into T1. But again, the speed and acceleration on that Lexus just makes it untakeable and corner exit. So that will be Dan's question. How will we get closer? He will need to outbrake himself, get closer and closer in the corner, going in the corner, keeping speed in the corner. And then right now, getting very close. But is it close enough? He was closer before, and before the Lexus showed that you are not taking him. We also have a battle here for P1 in the Pro-Am division. Like I said, the 3 Mustangs also very close together. Podium positions here. Oversteer snap from Gallagher. But still a good exit, very close. Will he make a move? He's in the slipstream. Hampson defends outside. But Gallagher did not take the inside. That inside line was cut off by Hampson. Exit speed compromised. Gray is there. Gallagher sticks his nose again on the inside. Will he keep it? He stays side by side, but the outside gets the inside. But a nice cut from Gallagher there. Hampson does have the speed still. They're going side by side. Gallagher in the advantage. Makes the overtake and is now P1 in the Pro-Am class. But this fight is far from over. Far from over. Oh! What did Gray get there? Or Hampson? It was Hampson. Hampson had a big snap. But is again, he's on the run. He has a good run. Gallagher goes the inside, defends the inside. Hampson goes late on the brakes. Will he keep it out on the outside? The door shut by Gallagher. On to the next turn. And in the meantime, Gray is also there. T1 over 260 kilometers per hour. Here, still the same. We have Burns, 4 seconds from Richard, losing a little bit. I think Richard found his pace again. Struggled a little. In front, Dan and Rule are still going at it. 0.5. Pedro, in the meantime, P15, made his way up. How did Pedro make his way up to P13? That's a very good drive, Pedro. Pit stop strategies may be possible. Because it's already 48 minutes. We're at half the race, but I didn't see a lot of people in the pits. Here we have Nick Lamming in the pits, making his one pit stop. But yeah, Pedro. See, Tom also made a pit stop already. He is now driving P22. He is behind Cheeto's Mark. But after a lot more. That's after Ben Godden letting him through. Blue flag. He's also good in his racecraft there, Ben. So Tom hunting Cheetos, who is in hand for Mark. That's the good order. Maybe a little bit shame if Tom pitted already. Very close. Almost side by side here. McGowan and Burns. Let's see, what else do we have? Mark. And at the back, we have Spike still driving. Very good, very big respect for you, Spike. And then we have Ben following other cars here. Gregory and Bellamancia. Unfortunately, also a lonely race. Nick made a pit stop maybe already. Blade entering the pit stop. Not overspeeding. Nice pit stop limiter on. Following the pit stop here now from Blade. Normally it takes 30 seconds. No mandatory pit stops here at Race Club UK. No mandatory pits, so you can choose whether to change tires or not. If you can make it 1 hour and a half on one set of tires and on one single tank, then go for it. But I haven't seen anybody do that yet. So it's getting shuffled up. Richard also taking a pit stop. And Burns immediately following him in. McGowan taking the virtual lead in third, taking virtual third. Not making the pit stop yet.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
But everybody, so McGowan going long. McGowan going long. Let's see how long he will keep on going. We're now halfway the race, so this is a perfect halfway pit stop for Richard, James, Chris and Lars. And then behind Pedro also in the pit stop, making it. So he really made a great drive up again there, Pedro. Well done, dude. Stop and go from James. Oh no, and a stop and go from Chris. Or no, from Lars. Oh, that fucked the race. Sorry for my language, but that's annoying. Chris, who was always following, looks and sees how Lars and Burns both have a stop and go penalty. What happened to Lars? Bad pit stop from Lars. Losing positions. McGowan with the long run might maybe see an opportunity here. Maybe he should do pit stop now and then. But he is going long. Keeps on going. Dan is in the pits. Tries to do the undercut on the rule. Head on fresher tires. So Rule has to push, take everything out of the tires now. He needs to set green sectors. But it's not easy. On tires that you have already for 45 minutes. But he did good defending from Dan, so Dan used a little bit more of his tires, so it's possible that he felt it more than Rule. So he keeps on going. Dan exited the pits. And let's see what Rule is going to do. Gallagher now also in the pits. And Unsworth, those were the P9. We had Gallagher, Gray, and Hacker, I think. But let's focus here. We have a Rule. Will he move into the pits? Let's see. Yes, he goes into the pits. Let's see how this pans out. Will he have a good pit stop? Brakes, no penalty for him. Let's hope he can stop good in his box. His car has to be lifted immediately when you are in driver's view. And needs to go up. Immediate pit stop. And then, what is he going to do? He's on his way. Going the last long straight here. Will he be able to undercut Rule? Will this have worked? Rule is now in the pits. Dan, the last corner, going to the finish line. Is there any movement already with Rule? Rule is still not moving. Rule off and moving. Dan going towards T1. Rule exiting the pits and staying in front. He gets hindered a little bit by a blue flag. This he will not like on his new tires. Oh, he did not get taken out. Will Dan feel that he will make an opportunity to maybe take a slipstream? But that was very close. Almost took out the leader there. I think that was... Oh, that blue car was... Blue... Watson? McGowan? No, it was a Mustang. It was grey. But he could defend because he didn't do a pit stop yet. So grey was virtual P1. And now, even though he didn't have to lift because they're actually fighting for position, he decided to let Dan pass because Dan is faster and that he is not mingling with their race. He is on a race on his own momentarily. All the other Fords, I think that was Chris, it was Hampson and Gallagher. We need to keep in mind when Gray is going to pit. So Rule stays ahead, had a better pit stop than Dan. 2.4 seconds now. Has a little comfortable lead. Gray still not going into the pits. And being followed by Watson also going long on the tires. Stretching it to the hour. Tom and McGowan far apart after the pit stops. Chris losing some positions to McGowan. Here you have Pedro and P16 pressing on, setting fast times. And it's good, he has people ahead fighting also. Ferry and Hampson fighting for P14. Little mistake here from Hampson. You have to keep this in mind that Gray also needs a pit stop and he will come out, I think, around Hampson here, and Gallagher should all quite big gaps now, a little bit. Itosto and Unsworth, but not racing each other, but they have a little bit company, find some pace from each other. Then again, dealing with blue flags, braking to let Dan pass. Dan now 1.6 seconds. He gained 1 second towards the rule, so he's really using these new sets of tires. But the rule still with the fastest lap. And Gray still going, not making a pit stop yet together with Watson. Field is a little bit spread now. Richard dropping down to P8. Maybe he didn't make a pit stop yet, or maybe he just did, but it was a good one. But he dropped a lot there. You know, P3 and P4 still need to pit. I think Tom McGowan also still need to pit. And Lai, because Richard was there. Or maybe something happened. Nevertheless, Richard is getting hunted by McKay. Pedro very close from Ferry. He wants to get on with his race, but these guys are racing, and even in division, Ferry is not gonna yield, but Pedro has a good feeling with the car. He's very close into the slipstream. But it is not enough. BMW very fast and high top speed. He kept it in bounds, going on the inside. What a move from Pedro. He went on the outside and kept it on the outside there. I saw those two left tires on the black and the white marker. That was a very good overtake from Pedro. Gray still out, yellow flag, car number 26. 26. Spike, unfortunately, again losing it. Struggling with the McLaren. Spike is really struggling with McLaren. This is also a fight for position. Lamming fighting Oldsim for 22nd position. Behind here, this is for division standings. P1, 2, 3, P4. Foster battling Lamming for P4 in the AM class. And then narrowing or closing the gap to under a second again. Rule is feeling the pressure. Great drive from these guys. Gray is still going. Number 26. Spike is still just waiting. Close battle. Iris. Ferry dropping back from Pedro. Pedro is in the hunt. He feels blood. It's closing the gap to Hampson. Started in the pits, Pedro. Having a great race. Good recovery race. Gained already 3, 4. So Ben 1, 2, 3, 4 positions in class. He gained. At front, Dan is still following Rule. A little bit over a second. McGowan also still following Watson for over a second. Good race also from McGowan. Gray and Watson also a very good race. Still need to pit, but let's see how that will end up with McKay after they pit. But I'm guessing that they will fall back because it's not that far. Definitely to Watson. Gray will definitely drop back to 12 maybe. Watson fighting McGowan. And Pedro overtook Ferry and Hampson. P14 now for Pedro. Another overtake. going on the outside of Griffin. Griffin going far, doing the cutback, up and over. The cutback from Pedro, very good. 2 positions in 4 or 5 turns. Amazing skills there, Pedro. Well done. I have to follow how that goes for you. 30 minutes left into the race. P13. Dan not able to close the gap there. Rule find a little bit more pace. These guys are sweating. This is 100% full-on racing the entire time, guys. These are not holding back. They are not holding back. The Lexus. Powerful, powerful Lexus. Watson and Like were very close, but not anymore. Hampson and Griffin. Hampson going on the inside, late on the brakes. Will they give each other space? Oh, he braked late. Griffin does the cutback, goes beside. Ooh, that was a little bit naughty there from Hampson. Didn't leave enough room. Shut the door on Griffin. Overtake for Hampson. P14 Hampson now. 30 minutes into the race. Back to the front. Dan closing in. Once again. Within a second. It is just clearly that Dan always keeps on that little bit of pressure against the rule, keeping him on his toes. But it is not easy driving in the slipstream of another. It definitely affects your car. Still no pit stop from Gray. Was late on the brakes there from Rule. Sorry everybody that we're always looking at Dan, but this battle is too close. This battle for the lead is too close. We cannot miss any mistake here made by these guys. This is for the lead and for the win of the race. The one that makes that little mistake is going to end up biting the dust. And otherwise everything has evenly spread. Let's go over the standings for the moment. For the moment in the Pro division we have a Rule P1, Dan second place, and Tom Hacker in third place. In the lead for the Pro-Ams we have Gray, who still has to do a pit stop, Watson and McKay in the Pro-Am division. And in the Am class we have Griffin, Iris and Unsworth in podium positions. As you can see, we have one Lexus at front, and then the Ferrari of Dan putting pressure, opening up. Will he be close? This is a move in the making. Still lacks the top speed. Must be very frustrating for Dan. And the rule does not make any mistakes. It's just incredible if you have somebody that is driving your pace that you can battle for 90 minutes. The satisfaction that you get after such a race is just amazing. They will both be sweating. Rule will be sweating because Dan is breathing down his neck so hard, and Dan will be sweating because Rule is just driving so impeccable. And look at the speed again of the Lexus. Ooh, Dan hit the curb there. We are not missing this battle. This is for the lead. Again, Dan into the chicane in the slow section. Opening it up again, trying to optimize his exit. So close from the Lexus. He's so close. But it's just too slow. It's just too slow. That is not the part where he needs to make his move. Gets again very close to the bumper there of Rule. And again, traction, drag race to the finish and to T1.
I'm back.
Yo, Mick. We are following the race for the lead here, dude. 22 minutes left. Rule and Dan going for it. I am not missing the switch of the lead or any mistakes shown here. The rest of the field is a little bit divided, but Dan is so close, but does not have enough power.
Dan struggling to get past due to pace of Lexus.
Yes, of course. The pace of the Lexus is incredible. Acceleration and the top speed combined. Dan does not have an opportunity to get the side. But like I said, Rule is also driving. Oh, so close here. Rule is driving so good. I see Dan is struggling, has all those little corrections. I see more corrections with Dan than I can see with Rule. Again, Dan pushing, showing. Was to do his signature outside move. Rule very close on the inside here. I think Dan will have a good run here. Dan is so close. Oh my God, but he will not get there. Rule needs to take defensive line now. But still, he does not need to defend because he just has way too much power. A little bit wide there. This is going to be a battle towards T1 again. Drag race, come on! This must be so frustrating for Dan. They are so close to each other. There's just no opportunity for that Ferrari to get besides the Lexus. Unless unless Rule makes a mistake. Can Dan optimize?
Roll must be in a bath with sweat under pressure.
Oh, look at this, how close, but again, Dan lacks it. Look at the speed of that Lexus. Oh, Rule must be smiling behind. Oh, steering wheel. Little correction there. They almost hit. Rule is struggling. And Dan is on his neck. Dan is very close. You can see.
Roll's race seemed to be fooing.
Yeah. Rolls seem to be going. Race. Iris. P1. Unzord. P2. Lemming. P3 in the AM class.
Tires.
Tires. Yeah, I think the tire or the first drop off or second even. Oh, Dan is beside. They're gonna go. He will get it. Has the inside. But now the Lexus top speed. He will gain, and he will be in front for the next turn. So frustrating for Dan. Oh my goodness. What an advantage you have with the Lexus on this track here. Did you see that difference?
Back markers too.
Yes, they're catching back markers. This is going to be interesting. Last 20 minutes. Let's see how these back markers deal with the front runners. They are not letting off, these two. I think the sweat is dripping down so hard, dude. Both of them. Look at Dan. Oh.
On front, he was doing so well at start.
Yeah, that was Hall also, because Hall, I think, had an incident or something. Hall is P8. Remember, I think he had the slow pit stop. I think Richard had a slow pit stop, that's why. For the moment, is this the only fight for position? P1 and P2 from the Pro-Ams are 4 seconds apart. McKay and Watson. And then P3 is 17 seconds. George is doing good in P3 in the Pro-Ams. There we go again. Slow section. The back markers are coming. Let's stick with the leaders. What will the back markers do? Who do we have in front here? Number 68, Demi.
Lexus managed to get a bit of a gap.
Demi needs to get out of the way. They're holding them back. Yeah, and they let them pass. I think Rule lost a little bit there. Demi will let Dan pass too. Okay, that's one pass. That was exciting for Rule there. Dan still within that, around that half a second mark. Next one they are catching is going to be car number 4, Cheetos. What will Cheetos do? And back to Rule. Very close. Cheetos will be, I think Rule will be flashing his lights. I would be flashing my lights. There we go. Cheetos move, man. Oh, Rule is losing so much there. Cheetos, you need to get out of the way, but yeah. Rule a little bit aggressive there also. Rule was definitely aggressive there on the blue marker. But Cheetos should have went out of the way before that already.
Don't blame Roll.
I don't blame Rule, but Cheetos should have went out at that straight to let them go. But if they don't, as a front runner, you cannot shove them off. Or how you call it? He went on the inside. He did make the corner, so actually it was just elbows out, you know?
Yes, Cheetos should have moved.
Yeah, like this one, very well done here. Great move. But will Dan be hindered? No, Dan is also, they're gone. 15 minutes in the race.
Yes, that's a good example.
Yep, that was a good one. Rule going to fetch the next car. 87 car, P3 in the M class. Driving behind Old Sim. Also 4th position, these guys. So, we'll see. Heading up to the blue flags. What is Lamming going to do? Be sensible. Nick, come on, get out of the way. Yes, very good, guys. And Old Sim, now you need to get out of the way, dude. Come on. Let them fight. Get out of the way. Okay, good. I think Rule lost a little bit there. I have such good rotation with that car. Okay, only one back marker left. Last back marker. We have a battle lead between Dan and Rule for first place. They're already driving 1 hour within a second.
Is it Spike?
Yeah, that's Spike. Okay, Spike. Well done, Spike. But Spike just goes off so that he doesn't hinder anybody. Oh, Spikey. Yep, it was Spike. So Rule has free space now for a while. The next one is number 56. Blade. Dan will have to find something on the old tires to outdrive Rule. I think Dan is starting to suffer now also. Little corrections there. It has been an amazing race so far. The racecraft that I've seen was very good. We had a good start.
Yes, Dan's gonna need a mistake or back marker to help, I think.
Yeah, true. A mistake or a back marker, but yeah, the Rule dealt with those back markers very good. They're still gonna catch the next back markers in the next couple of minutes, but he has some free space to drive now. And he's keeping Dan at a distance. That's almost a second now. So a little less pressure from Dan, who is also feeling his tires. Rule has amazing pace. He's doing so good. Very exciting fight here, and also here an exciting fight. Pritchard fighting for P3 with George. Pritchard is very eager to get this place from George in the slipstream. But George The Aston Martin.
That's been a good battle. George had food race.
Yep. This has been a good battle as well. Still going on. I see in front that Dan is losing a little bit from Rule, so we're sticking here to the battle for P3 for the Pro-Ams. Pritchard is very eager. Very close, goes a little bit wide there. George just stays on his line. Nice defensive driving. Perfect. Has the speed. Pritchard is...
Pedro got on, he made up many places.
Yeah, Pedro is just behind. Ooh, Pedro is hunting for P9. This is also something we can follow. He's 1.9 seconds from Pritchard and George that are battling together. So this will also be interesting. Starting from the pits, Pedro did amazing. So as these two are fighting, Pedro is reeling it in. Look at him in the background.
Dan almost down to half second now.
The same. Another back marker here. And keep an eye on Pritchard and George. Who then got rid of that back marker just in time before Maggots and Beckett's here. Richard and George. Pedro still 1.9. Dan lost a little bit time. 1.1 seconds. Richard also losing a little bit time. And Pedro closing in almost within a second. I think Richard will be starting to feel this. Of course, it's not for position in the division, but still, overall, these are still points. Richard very close.
That could be interesting come last few laps.
Yeah. 7 minutes to go. This will be 4 more laps. Will Pedro be able to do it? He's around 1.2 seconds. Pritchard very close. Oh!
Nice gap on Dan now.
Yep, Rule got a good gap. 1.7 seconds here for Rule. Followed by Dan. Struggling, I think, a little bit with his tires. He had to use them a lot to keep close to Rule. And then we have Tom in third place. He has McEwen behind him. This is a fight for P3 as well here. Also exciting.
Let's think his tires going, sliding on front Abbott.
Yeah, true. Sliding on the front. So we have McGowan challenging Tom and his Mustang for P3. And then we have Pritchard and Pedro. Pedro already behind or at the back of Pritchard. This will be interesting. McGowan going into Maggots and Beckett's.
Some good battles.
Yeah, definitely. Let's look here. A move. Move on the inside. Oh, move on the inside. Yes, he does it. George needs to defend. Pedro. He is also there. Will he make also a position? These guys are going side by side. Oh, 3 wide. Are they going to go 3 wide? No, Pedro is keeping it sensible, but they are very close. Oh, Pedro will take the inside. This is racing, guys. Wow. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Come on, keep it. Nice. Oh my goodness. They are still going. They're still going.
Pedro done both.
Wow, that was one hell of an assist. But still, it's not done yet. The Bentley is there. And George is going. Bentley, Pritchard outside. But Pedro keeps the inside. Can they find speed? He's in front, taking defensive. Will he keep it? Yes, he keeps it. Oh, that is such a nice battle. Very good, guys. Pedro losing it. Amazing corners. Those were absolutely awesome, guys. Keep on going. So George still P9, but Pedro took Pritchard and is now on the hunt for George's position. They almost don't have any voice anymore.
That's for sure. Great footage that.
That was good footage. That was perfect timing. And in front, Dan is losing seconds. He's now 2.2 seconds
Roll over to
from
us,
Rule.
we're now
Yep, true. McGowan's still in the hunt for P3. I don't want to leave this battle, but McGowan is also hunting Hackett. Look. Hackett, does he need to go defensive? No, he doesn't. Still has the speed. And the braking capabilities of the Mustang are very good. McGowan isn't letting off, that's for sure.
Yes, he will have to try make a move soon.
As we have 3 minutes 20 into the race. And Pedro is now half a second from George. But he has lost or used a lot of his tires as well already, Pedro, so... It's not easy in these last laps.
Maybe what 2 laps or 3 remaining.
I think with the rule driving there, this is not yet the last lap. There's still one more lap after this. Penultimate lap, they say, the penultimate lap. Going still pushing. Pedro also pushing still, but cannot get closer to George. Maybe here and outbraking himself. Richard still holding on also to Pedro. Pedro, good sector, back to half a second. Pedro is going to try and make a move. He will be pushing George now, and George will be sweating. He will be like, Pedro is behind. Rotation. On the gas, Pedro, on the gas. Nice one.
Oh yes, huh?
Yeah. Will he do it? Still a very close battle. McGowan also still within a second. 0.6. Fight for P3. Tom is sweating also. Every time that you're in the braking zone, you see McGowan coming closer in that Ferrari. For podium,
Okay,
last podium
here's the
position.
final lap now. Give it all you can.
And there we go, we have the final lap. Final lap. Rule was impeccable. This race, white flags waving all over. Dan in the background has 2.6 seconds that rule cleared Dan in the last 10 to 15 minutes. But it was a very frustrating race, I think, for Dan. Flashing his lights to Rule. An amazing drive from Rule. And a sweat for Dan this race. Tom and McGowan still fighting. Baggett's and Beckett's. This is not over yet. And Pedro is overtook George and is in P9. Well done, Pedro. Well done. Pritchard still wanting some positions. Also still fighting, trying to get that position from George.
Top job, Pedro.
McGowan. Oh, Tom feels a need to go defensive there. He still keeps it. Battle for P3. Battle for P3. This is gonna be a close one. In the meantime, the leader is almost at the finish line. Let's see this one first. McGowan goes on the outside. Ooh, that will be an incident, guys. That will be an incident. Let's over to the winner for tonight. We have Roel Hermsen is the winner for tonight. Impeccable race, followed by Dan with an amazing drive. These guys are one lap ahead of the rest almost. Amazing. Great achievement. Yeah, that was a bit naughty there from McGowan. But he let Hacker pass. Yes, he caused an incident, but as you can see, Hacker, he gave the place back. So that's very fair driving from these guys. Hacker P3 and McGowan P4. An amazing race from these two. Battle for last podium position. Chris Leich ends in P5. And McKay, very much fair play. And McKay as the first in the Pro-Ams. 6th position for McKay. An excellent drive. Well done. Then we have Richard in the Honda fighting for P3 for a long time, but I think bad pit stop got into the way of his podium position and maybe some damage. Then we have Watson second in the Pro-Am class. Pedro making up for his pit start in P9. George has bronze in the Pro-Am division and just gives a friendly nudge to his friend Pedro there. And that's the top 10. We have Pritchard P11, Sithole P12, Hampson P13. Burns had a little bit of an unfortunate race, was in front for a while, but lost a little bit pace. So it was, must say, it was a very good.
Burns had a drive-through.
Yeah, it's true. Burns had a drive-through. Yeah, I will not have the entire replay, I think. Oh, yes, I have. Wow. Save replay. So there we go. So that was it. That was the race for today, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were living the battles just like.
Enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, thank you, Mick. Thank you. I'll have to drink some water because my throat is so dry and itchy from talking the entire time. So definitely thank you for joining, Mick. Thank you for being here. From the entire Race Club UK team and from Race with Dries, I would like to wish everybody a good night. Thank you very much for watching. A big congratulations to Roel Hermsen with his Lexus was unbeatable today. Then we have Dan, the number one Ferrari, was not able to find a gap or find a mistake that he could optimize or take advantage of. And then we have Tom in P3. Those are the podiums for today, everybody. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next week. Next week we are at, and I would show you, next week we are at Suzuka for round 8. Suzuka, 75 minutes for Suzuka. We will be back next week for another nice race from Race Club UK. Thank you very much. Thank you to the sponsors, Bespoke, GB Bespoke Tiling, and see you next time. Race with Reese out.